everybody. So this here's our garden. As you can tell, I've kind of got a little hodgepodge little thing going on. Some little square foot type gardening with, in this one we got some radishes and carrots and a few marigold flowers in there. The one over there, the cedar lined one, is got radishes, carrots, black seed Simpson, some bib lettuce, romaine, and then in the buckets here, this is based off of the Alaska Grow Bucket system. It's not official because normally an Alaska Grow Bucket system you'd have a feeding reservoir that feeds the buckets. I just took the idea just as a self-wicking style pail system. And in here we got zucchini, strawberries, bell peppers, tomatoes, and back here hopefully soon we'll have some cucumbers and some maybe okra. We're just experimenting there.
So this is my makeshift herb garden. We got this door years ago. It was on the side of the road from a house flip, and because I'm a pack rat, I keep everything, and it's traveled all over with us. So we just got these planter boxes and bolted them up there, and got us some herbs, some mint, cilantro, some rosemary, thyme, dill, and chives and basil. So things that we like to eat to mix with all of our vegetables we've got going on. So Eric has always wanted chickens, and I was okay with it. I never really felt like it bothered me one way or the other, but just not now. Like, we don't have the space, we don't have the room, just not now. Well, then we moved back stateside, and he just kept saying, I want to get some chickens, I want to get some chickens. And so when all this mess started and everybody's starting to stay home, we were like, you know what, this is the perfect time. And he applied, because the city that we live in, you have to get approval. So he applied, and a few days later, our neighbors got some little chicks. And so when they did it, it kind of opened my heart that, okay, we can do this. And so we got approval from our landlord, we got approval from the city, and we went and bought 4 chicks, 2 Isa Brown and 2 Golden Comets. And we brought them home, and you guys, my world has turned upside down, and I have turned into the crazy chicken lady, and I'm okay with it. But we started off in a small plastic brooder, and we quickly saw that they needed more space in a taller brooder. So we switched to this galvanized brooder that we have here. And but you guys, we are loving them, and they're just so much fun, and they've become part of our family. In just a short time, we get them out every day and let them run around and play. They're just so much fun. So we get them out of their brooder, and they're in here in the dining room, and they come right on this dining room rug that's right underneath my table, and this is where they like to hang out. Yes, they poop all over the place, and they scratch and do all their things. And Maisie, this is where we first figured out that they were dusting, and they like to take a dust bath. So, like I said, we got 2 Golden Comets and 2 Isa Browns, but we're not quite sure if we may have just gotten 1 Isa Brown and 3 Golden Comets. So we're going to need to wait a little bit longer and see. The jury's still out. But we have 4 here, and they are all named. We've got Rona right here, and she is the stinker of the bunch, which her name is fitting. We have Virginia, representing the state that we live in, and we call her Virgie. Back there in the back coming to you, we have Jamila, and Jamila, the word Jamila means beautiful in Arabic. We lived in the Middle East for a little while, so we wanted to represent there. And then Martha is right over here, and we know for sure she is the Isa Brown, but Martha is representing Martha Washington, the first lady of the United States. So we thought that name was fitting there also. So anyway.
So here's our compost bin that I threw together with leftover lumber. As you can see, it's turned into black gold, as I call it. It's made up of brown matter, green matter, all that stuff, and make sure you water it down regularly and turn it often, and it'll decompose into the good soil compost that you want. Lots of animal life going on, being active in there, and